Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Basile and welcome to my presentation. Today I will be talking about my career as a pastry chef over at Disney World and the path I took to get there. About 10 years ago, I decided I wanted to further my education after I originally went to the tech college in my hometown for baking and pastry at Valencia before At Valencia, I enrolled in the new student experience class where I learned more about college life and how to adjust to it and to learn more about myself. When I was in that class, I discovered my purpose, which is to bring joy to those around me and to be responsive to people's needs in a considerate manner. When I took the Clifton Strengths test for the class, my 5 strengths included includer, woo, communications, positivity, and empathy. I thought this was very fitting for me since I've always been the one to look at the bright side of things growing up, and I've always surrounded myself with other people whenever I got the chance to be able to get to know them better. I I want to be known as a positive and friendly individual, but also as someone who knows how to get the job done and is willing to communicate with others and to be able to understand what they're going through. This purpose would also be very fitting for my career goals since in this in this let me see how to describe it in in this workforce in this career field that I'm in and what you may be interested in going into. There's always going to be a mix of people new and old, some who've been in the industry for years, and some who are just uh, starting out, or for the first time, or first time brand new, or they may have came from a different career path before they decided they wanted to switch over to a new one. And because of that, there's always going to be plenty of questions that are going to be popping up, like, hey, how do you do this, or hey, what does this mean, and or hey, how much of this are we going to need for so and so and what event? It's always important to be able to communicate your needs, like hey, what are we going to need for so and so's wedding, and it's an and to be able to ask people who have been in this, like ask people including me, like who have been in their shoes before and is able to provide a response like hey, here's how you do this, or here, let me give you a little demo, just so they could have a just so they can get at least an idea in their head of how things go. Okay, so during during my time at Valencia, I was for financial aid. I was able to get some scholarships through Valencia's scholarship program, and I looked for scholarships out from different websites too, just to be able to fund my schooling. And not only that, I also took up a part-time job while going to school, just to be able to have some extra money to pay for school and to have some extra money on myself to pay for other things I may need while I was there, like books or supplies, or maybe basic necessities, like basic necessities that I may need, like basically things outside of school that I may need while I was staying at the dorms. I did not do student loans. I remember reading about the effects of that before I went to college back in high school years ago. That I know that was probably a long time ago for some of you, or it may have been little kids or not even born yet, but it was a while for me. And I remember reading about those, and I was like, Yeah, no student loans for me. I was able to complete my associate's degree at the end of fall 2023, and for 60 credits times the cost of a class, which is $103.06, it came out to $6,183.60. Also, during my time at Valencia, I remained excuse me, I remained active in the clubs that were offered there, such as their hospitality club. I believe it's called, and as well as attending skill shops such as one that would help me with future interviews and being able to write out my resume. I also made use of the advising center to ask questions that may have came up during my stay at Valencia, such as financial aid and important documents. I also kept in contact with my academic advisor to make sure that I was enrolled in the right classes and basically taking the right classes, as well as looking at the event postings and the job postings she would post in her sandbox up in Canvas. I also made use of the Baycare student assistance services to help to help deal with issues such as stress and anxiety that came up during my college years, and I just needed someone to talk to. Those were good. And in my career as a pastry chef, my daily schedule involves going over orders that are needed for that day, preparing items that we may need, making up the prep list for my pastry cooks, and going over inventory to see how much of everything we have. I also train the pastry cooks on how to make the items we need to prepare the items that we need and prepare the menu. I also have meetings with other chefs to discuss the events that are coming up, events coming up each day. Communication, the ability to work under stress, organization, and being able to keep a positive attitude are what I believe to be important aspects of the job. It's important in our field that if you have a question about a recipe, or if it's something you don't know or you don't understand, that you ask someone rather than try to do it yourself. Not to mention, always takes notes. Thank you.